This is the AB4WS radio show. Every week, bringing you the exciting amateur radio news and information happening in the greater Cincinnati, Ohio, Kentucky, and Indiana areas.
The AB4WS radio show can be found on the Apple Podcast app or your favorite podcast application. Have you learned anything from the disasters created by Hurricanes Helene and Milton? These left significant challenges for the areas of the country not normally affected by storms of this magnitude. We've all seen Florida being damaged by these storms, but East Tennessee and Western North Carolina, no electricity, cell phone, internet, and left those in the affected areas realizing how important communications are to you and your loved ones. Are you a ham radio operator? Are your friends and family licensed ham radio operators? Do you have a disaster plan? Have you practiced your emergency plan and practiced and used your amateur radio communication skills and equipment to the level that you would be able to set up and operate communicating with others in a disaster situation? If not, maybe you should look into organizations like the Amateur Radio Emergency Team of Northern Kentucky, or the Queen City Emergency Net, or ARES, the Amateur Radio Emergency Service, or RACES, the Radio Amateur Civil Emergency Service. These groups exist to serve Northern Kentucky, southwestern Ohio, and southeastern Indiana. Joining one of these organizations can go far for you to get information on how you can establish your personal and family emergency plan, and in particular be prepared to fill the communications void often created by these significant disasters. They can help train you and even utilize your skills and abilities assisting others in these critical incidents. The question you must ask yourself is, are you ready for the next disaster? The recent weather incidents in Florida, Georgia, East Tennessee, and Western North Carolina have illustrated how important communications is for us in today's world, and how our reliance on the internet and cell phone coverage can be gone in an instant, and how ham radio can really step in and provide that needed emergency communications for those affected by these natural disasters. The Parks on the Air program really is a great way for you to fine-tune your amateur radio emergency communication skill and gain experience in operating in those off-grid conditions. For those not aware, Parks on the Air is a program where amateur radio operators set up and recognize national and state parks all over the world, and utilizing portable amateur radio equipment with usually alternative power sources, make contacts with other ham radio operators all over the world. The program has continuously increased in popularity since it came into existence in 2016. This past weekend, Mark Volstead, AI4BJ, took two relatively new hams, Joel, KQ4VLK, a technician class operator just licensed in September of 2024, and Cliff, KQ4UUR, first licensed as a technician in August of 2024, and then passed as general in September of 2024 out the Decker Wildlife Management Area, Park US 9756, where they set up Mark's radio and antenna, battery, and solar panels, and conducted their very first Parks on the Air activations. Joel, KQ4VLK, used his technician class privileges on 10 meters to work stations in the Netherlands, Italy, Switzerland, and Russia. Cliff, KQ4UUR, hunted for the first 10 contacts and then set up on 40 meters, then moving to 20 meters, where he did an exceptional job handling a real pile-up situation.
From port number US 9756, yours in.
November X-ray 2 Oscar.
November X-ray 2 Oscar. You are well over 5'9", my friend. Coming into US Park number 9756, USL.
Roger, you're 5'9", NY, November Yankee.
Copy that on the 5'9" from New York. Have a blessed day. Thank you for hunting today. 7-3.
November 7, Mike Zulu Whiskey.
Whiskey 9 Tango Charlie Victor.
All right, Whiskey 9 Tango station stand by. I've got November 7 Mike Zulu Whiskey. You're 5'5" into US Park number 9756, USL.
USL Cliff, also 5555 Wyoming.
Copy that on the 5'5" from Wyoming. 7-3 to you.
7-3.
Whiskey 9 Tango station, go ahead.
Whiskey 9 Tango Charlie Victor.
Whiskey 9 Tango Charlie Victor, you are 5'9" into US 9756, USL.
Hey, thanks, Cliff. You're 5'9" to Eastern Pennsylvania, Luzerne County. Is this your first activation?
Yes, sir. This is my very first activation. Just got my general license about a month ago.
Roger, roger. Well, congratulations. How many queues do you have so far?
I think we're right around 55.
Hey, you know what? That's a success in the book. Congratulations on your first activation as well. Welcome to the POTA family. Hey, good luck to you, sir, with your activations, and 7-3.
7-3, thank you so much. I'm loving the hobby. All right, QRZ, this is KQ4UUR from US 9756.
Kilo Alpha, Kilo Yankee Delta.
When the dust settled and they were ready to dismantle the station at the park for the day, Cliff had worked over 100 contacts. Not a bad day for your very first Parks on the Air activation. For those not aware, Cliff, KQ4UUR, is a professional podcaster and is documenting his ham radio educational journey in a new podcast called Cliff's Notes on Ham Radio, available on all your podcast listening platforms. He devotes episode number 9 to this Parks on the Air outing. I'm sure you'll enjoy listening to Cliff's first POTA activation experience.
KY4 Kilo Yankee for Delta Hotel calling PQ for school roundup.
The kids at the Dixie Heights High School in Edgewood, Kentucky, Amateur Radio Club KY4DH will be working the ARRL School Club Roundup the week of October 21st through the 25th. The students will be on the air Monday, October 21st from 2:45 to 5 p.m., Tuesday the 22nd from 6 p.m. to 8:30 p.m., Wednesday the 23rd, 2:45 to 5 p.m., Thursday the 24th from 5 p.m. to 8:30 p.m., and Friday the 25th from 2:45 to 5 p.m. Listen out for KY4DH on the air and make sure you get in the log for the School Club Roundup. The next Youth on the Air Camp for the Americas has been scheduled for June 15th to the 20th, 2025 in the Denver area of Thornton, Colorado. Camper application period will open up on December 1st, 2024 at youthontheair.org. Eligible youth are licensed ham radio operators between the age of 15 and 25. Up to 50 campers will be accepted and priority given to those first-time attendees. For more information about the event, go to youthontheair.org/Denver2025. Or contact Camp Director Neil Rapp, WB9VPG, at director@youthontheair.org. The first annual Harlan County FreeFest is in the books and a very successful event with a big turnout. They encourage everyone to mark their calendar for next year's event on Saturday, October 11th, 2025. Members of the OHKYIN Amateur Radio Society are encouraged to consider nominating themselves or someone else for one of the 5 positions which are up for election in December. If you would like to put your name or someone else's name into the hat, please contact one of the nominating committee members: Drew McDonald, KEAJTL, Kevin Tribby, W8SM, or Kitty Heavener, W8TDA. They can also provide you with the duties of each of these positions, so help your club out and become an active officer in the club. Listen out for the Scouts on the Jamboree on the Air, the world's largest digital scouting event using amateur radio and the internet. The event will be on October 18th through October 20th and connect Scouts worldwide for a full weekend of online activities promoting friendship and global citizenship. For more information, go to ARRL.org and search JOTA. As part of the Jamboree on the Air, the Lake Cumberland Amateur Radio Association, N4CLA, will be on the air with us Cub Scout Pack number 134 for JOTA on October 19th. Listen out for N4CLA and help bring the Scouts some ham radio fun. The MONIX Group will meet on October 19, 2024 at 6:30 p.m. at the Hamilton County Communications Center's Meeting Room, 2377 Civic Center Drive in Cincinnati, Ohio. Please use the second parking lot on the left on Civic Drive coming off of Hamilton Avenue. They'll meet in the lot and then enter the secure building as a group. This will be a MONIX meeting only with no tour. Reach out to Rod, KJ4IAM, for more information. October 20th is the newcomer in Elmer's Net on the 146.670 repeater with a PL tone of 123.0 with Robert K4PKM, who will be talking all about how to shop around for new and used amateur radio equipment. The Northern Kentucky Amateur Radio Club will meet on October 21st at 7 p.m. at the Bethesda Community Church, 989 East Mount Zion Road in Independence, Kentucky. The program will be the Big Shack Attack, where you'll be sharing your shack. You're encouraged to take photos of your ham shack and email them to Matt at K4NKU@NKARC.org, and you will share the information on your shack so everyone else can learn by your experience of putting your shack together. All these great shacks should make for one very interesting shack attack. The Winchester Amateur Radio Club is looking for volunteers for communications for the Book at 5K Run and Walk on Saturday, October 26th at Likens Park. If you're interested in volunteering, contact Brian Phillips, KM4VEG at KM4VEG@gmail.com. Honor Run 2024 is almost here. The event will take place this year on Sunday, November 10th, 2024 at 7 a.m. The event will once again start and end under the famous Florence Yaw water tower. The Amateur Radio Emergency Team of Northern Kentucky has been asked to provide communications throughout the course. They're looking for amateur radio volunteers to provide emergency and logistic communications for the event. Volunteers will be on their post by 6:15 a.m. that morning as the Florence Police will begin to shut down the streets along the event. The event usually lasts approximately 4 hours, so the last stations along the course should be dismissed by 11 a.m. The event was started to raise money for the veterans to fly to their memorials in Washington, D.C. as part of the Honor Flight program. This will be the 10th year for the event, and last year the event raised over $42,000 for the cause. The event is very low-key, and if you're interested in trying a public service event with amateur radio, this is a very good event to get started with. If you are a newcomer and would like to participate but are a little uncertain, the coordinator can pair you up with an experienced operator. It is a very good opportunity to gain experience and can be a lot of fun as well, with all the proceeds for the event going for a fantastic cause. If you would like to participate in the event, please contact Tim Lawrence, W4TWL, the event amateur radio coordinator, at W4TWL@yahoo.com by Friday, October 25th. Once the roster is filled, you'll receive the assignment sheet, the frequency plan, and the map and other information. Are you interested in emergency communications? Well, I encourage you to attend the Amateur Radio Emergency Team of Northern Kentucky meeting on November 25th at 7 p.m. at the Bethesda Community Church, 989 East Mount Zion Road in Independence, Kentucky, where the emergency team's training team will be given a great presentation on what will start at the bottom and basically go over ARES, what it is for, and the emergency management and what their main objectives are, and how this group fits into that mix, and what duties are expected of this group if activated. With the recent major hurricanes hitting the southeast United States and the devastation it has caused knocking out electric and communications, we have seen the importance of trained and organized amateur radio teams and how they can help the entire community. It also illustrates the importance for you to get involved and share your amateur radio skills in times of need. So come on out to the meeting and see if this is something you might be interested in.
Repeater news.
Are you looking for the most up-to-date list of repeaters in the greater Cincinnati area? Well, I've compiled and tried to keep up-to-date an Excel spreadsheet of repeaters in the greater Cincinnati area. Tabs separate the bands, modes, and you can easily look up just for DMR repeaters or 2-meter analog repeaters and so on. The list includes 2 meters, 220, 440, 6 meters, D-Star, DMR, C4FM, P25, and some other classifications as well. Every time I update the file, I include the date in the file name so you know you have the latest update. To download the file, go to the AB4WS Radio Show Facebook page and go to the file section and download the most recent file. Any errors, problems, additions, or corrections, email me at ab4ws.radio@gmail.com.
Hamfests.
October 19th from 8 a.m. to noon at the Lawfrey Valley Fall Hamfest at the Brighton, Indiana Lions Club, 2160 Lamplight Drive in Lawrenceburg, Indiana. October 26th is the Hazard Hamfest at the VFW Post, 1700 North Main Street in Hazard, Kentucky. October 27th is the MARC Hamfest at the Military Aviation Preservation Society, 2260 International Parkway in North Canton, Ohio. The Grant Radio Club Hamfest will be held on November 9th from 8 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. at 406 West Plum Street in Georgetown, Ohio. Talking on the 146.730 repeater with a PL tone of 162.2. For more information, contact Ken Klosterman at kd8fku@gmail.com.
Are you looking to upgrade your license? Do you have someone else that's interested in the hobby? Here are some upcoming exam opportunities.
The Milford Amateur Radio Club holds amateur radio testing on the third Thursday of each month at 6 p.m. at the Miami Township Civic Center, 6101 Meyer Drive in Milford, Ohio. Please pre-register at milfordhamradio.org. The Dayton Amateur Radio Association has exams frequently. For their exam schedule, email exams.w8bi@gmail.com. On October 21st at 5:30 p.m., the Northern Kentucky Amateur Radio Club will hold an amateur radio exam session at the Bethesda Community Church, 989 East Mount Zion Road in Independence, Kentucky. You must register by emailing Mark Volstad, AI4BJ at MVOLSTAD@TWC.com. On October 27th at 8:30 a.m., the Massillon Amateur Radio Club will hold an amateur radio exam session at the MAPS Air Museum, 2260 International Parkway in North Canton, Ohio. On November 9th at 10 a.m., the Westchester Amateur Radio Association will host an amateur radio exam session at the Voice of America Museum, 8070 Tylersville Road in Westchester, Ohio. Please pre-register at hamstudy.org/sessions/WCAVOA. On December 7th at 10 a.m., the amateur radio exam session will be held at the Georgetown Police Department, 550 Bourbon Street in Georgetown, Kentucky. You must register at hamstudy.org/sessions/WX4GPS. Special thanks to this week's content contributors: KM4VEG, KY6MM, KE4WA, KY4GW, WB8YYS, KD8ZLD, K9HIO, and 8LAR, K4NKU.
If you have something you think other amateur radio operators in the area would be interested in, send the information or your recorded audio file attached in an email to ab4ws.radio@gmail.com.
Covering your amateur radio news and information in the greater Cincinnati, Ohio, Kentucky, and Indiana tri-state area. This is Jack Prindle, AB4WS in Big Bone, Kentucky.